my name is Dani Walker. Today's episode is a reaction to a recent interview between the new owner of Miss Universe, Kun An, and Olivia Keto, which is one of the official sponsors. If you're a pageant contestant and you enjoy content like this and you're preparing for a competition, please check out my free pageant prep course that's linked in the description. And if you enjoy content like this, aside from subscribing and hitting that notifications bell, if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by shopping in the merch store, hitting that super thanks button, or simply sharing this episode with a friend. It goes a long way and I greatly appreciate that. Lots of interesting things were said in this interview, and I think it's so important for fans, but especially for pageant contestants that aspire to be a part of this organization, to listen to this and take this into consideration with your preparation. Also, just some exciting things going on that should be happening in the organization. One of the things that Kun An had mentioned is that she wants the Miss Universe organization to now be a global platform for women's empowerment. They want to be at the forefront of women's empowerment, and I think that is so cool. She mentioned that it's very important for the women who compete at Miss Universe to be able to return to their countries if they don't win that Miss Universe crown, and to be iconic women who are trailblazers, leaders, and creating an impact in their communities. And that's really the importance, I think, for me, of creating wonderfully built programs that are centered around serving the contestants. It's centered around serving contestants and giving them the skills that they need to return home and to be these leaders. Because leaders, oftentimes, this isn't an intrinsic quality. Many times leaders go through a lot of trials and adversity and trainings in order to be better leaders. Kun An was asked about her thoughts about Arbany Gabriel, and she said she's so beautiful, but so is the entire top 5. And she really made a point of talking about that once it gets down to that top 5 thing, it's a really harsh cut, and it's a make or break moment for these contestants, and that things are equal because they are all so equally beautiful. And she mentioned that yes, you can have a favorite contestant, you can think one is more beautiful than the other, but really by thinking that, you're not taking away from any other contestant. At that point, they've already reached that top 5 at Miss Universe. They're all stunning, so what really matters is not just the beauty anymore, but it's going to come down to the brains. It's going to come down to how do they deal with that moment under pressure. She said that you have to focus on that particular moment in your life, that 30 seconds, which can turn your life upside down. Ain't that the truth? When asked further about what she thinks about Arbany, she talked about describing Arbany as mature, responsible, professional, elegant, classic. She said that when she sees her, that her figure is like Audrey Hepburn or like Emily in Paris, and I agree. She does have quite a small frame, very, very Audrey Hepburn. She also made reference to Arbany's ability to take something that is unused and make it useful again. So her use of sustainable fashion, and in that way she's a transformational leader. And that's exactly why leading up to the competition I kept saying that. I was like, I think that this is all really falling into place very nicely for her, because she really seems to fit the bill. Olivia asked Anne about rigging allegations for Universe, and she explained that there is no incentive for them to do so, because when she purchased the organization, she purchased 5 things: Universe, USA, Teen USA, production, and then talent management. Now, she talked about the only money that she's really going to be taking away from anything would be the franchising fee from USA and its national director, whoever that is, because as far as we know, Crystal Stewart is still suspended. We've not really heard anything conclusive about this yet. We're all still waiting. There's no incentive to rig anything on her part, and I really like that she mentioned that. Then she also talked about respecting Arbany and her performance, and that she is the winner, and that she also referenced her onstage question answer, how Arbany made use of the terms transformational leader, force for good, and then she talked about her own sustainable fashion. And she mentioned that she was talking about a cause that she cared about for many years. So Arbany has shared openly that she has been sewing for the past 13 years. And this is a really important note for all my contestants out there. So whenever you are picking your advocacy, your platform, your social impact initiative, whatever it is, I always encourage contestants to choose something that they actually have a true personal connection to. Hopefully you've been working towards something like this for many years, or that this cause has been close to you for many years. Now, I know for new pageant contestants, they don't always have a history of volunteering with specific organizations. That's okay. But whatever you do decide to start advocating for during your year should be something that you've been interested in for a while. If not, it can really come across as authentic. And I've seen that. I've asked contestants some questions in an interview. I remember one contestant specifically told me something about advocating for literacy for children, something like that. Great cause, right? So I asked her the work that she had done. She said absolutely nothing. She said she'd never done anything. She said that she was waiting to win a title to do any work for that cause. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is not how it works, ladies. Stop waiting. Now, the other great thing that she mentioned is that they really also care about the entire top 5, and there could be opportunities this year to see more of the top 5 or the top 3 at events around the world. That's honestly what I'm hoping for. I do really love that about organizations like Grand International, like the top 10 does a media tour. Okay. Love that. She says that they really want to make sure that these ladies gain fame and success in their own countries so that they can really be set up for life. Olivia asked her why purchase Miss Universe, and she mentioned that she already has success in Thailand. She has a news network that she owns, which is huge, okay? And she's like, I just felt like it was the right time to do this, to have a global influence. Olivia asked Anne about the exclusion of Philippines, and they also talked about some other countries that they were both surprised to not see in there. Italy and Thailand shocked Anne, and then they also talked about Cambodia, Mexico, Indonesia, and Honduras. But then she also mentioned that it's actually good news though, because there's a lot of countries that don't usually make that top 16. And we want it to be fair and we want to see those ladies included. She mentioned that Laos is one of those countries that you don't usually see. It was their first placement ever at Miss Universe, and that's great news. Now, she had a message to fans. She says that we've been around for 71 years, that we are listening, that we are always going to be improving, but that you have to be rational, you have to be reasonable and logical when it comes to these changes. She said that there's a lot of people out there who are bashers, that the only thing they care about is getting that crown for their country, and then they're just kind of willing to trample upon everybody else. And that is really unfortunately true. That is a part of the pageant industry, but I would say that overall, most people are supportive and respectful of all of the contestants. And that's really, I think, what we should all aim to be like. And then she really just kind of reiterated that what they're looking for is to build a program that's the #1 empowerment program for women internationally. And they care more about building up these women to go back to their countries to be leaders than emphasizing that Miss Universe crown. Like, and if you win that Miss Universe crown, it's just kind of like the cherry on top. She also talked about how they announced that El Salvador is going to be the host country next year at this year's pageant. And that's a change that I've been wanting to see, because that's what used to happen years ago. And I love that they're bringing that back, that now people are going to have time to prepare to go to the competition. So that's very exciting. So that's all I have for this episode. Those are the main points in this interview with Olivia and Anne, and I'm very excited about the new changes for the organization. I'm looking forward to this new era. I just can't wait to keep sharing coverage of the pageant with you. Thank you so much, though, for joining me for this episode. I hope that you enjoyed the coverage of Miss Universe this year. If you missed out on any of the other episodes, go check them out. I've linked them right here. I did some episodes post Miss Universe as well that you can check out. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you very soon.